Nothing makes you none of those. Nothing makes you none of those things if you don't have the temperament, the direction, the guidance, and the mental capability to handle responsibilities like one. Now, I'll admit, everybody in that studio didn't know what it was like to be a woman or a man. Some of y'all still have some challenges to where, am I making the right decision? Yeah. The only way you're going to make the right decision is just keep stepping out on faith. I have that issue every day. Yeah. Every day.
As long as you're alive, you're learning.
I'm right. Everyone's a student of life. Everyone's a student of life. And you're going to learn. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall. And guess what? People are going to talk smack about you because their life is more miserable than yours.
Touche.
That's their job.
Yeah,
that's their job, to be miserable.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great note to end on. Keep it moving forward motion. Like we teach our students at radio. Just keep going. You've been in the mix with the Vibrant Mix with Tasha, Tamiko, and Fred. And we've been talking with Deacon Drew Sean Williams, the author of Authentic Words. It's been a blast having you. You are hilarious. Agent Orange is our new code name for the current president of the United States.
Agent Orange.
That's so funny.
Agent Orange, yes.
That's so funny. Like, that's a joke I'm going to tell all night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, that was good.
That was good.
Agent Orange and great authentic words.
Yes, I've been skimming through the book of some very good wisdom there. Good wisdom there.
Yeah, excellent. Fred, where you need some wisdom. We just think that that's what you need.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
We'll segue then and wrap the show. Fred, what is the question of the week this week?
The question of the week is, what is your definition of dating?
A nice, calm question of the week.
Told you I'm getting better.
Right, with lots of prayer and blessed oil.
Yeah.
Definition of dating. Let's flip it. What's your definition of dating?
Don't nobody ask Alex Trebek the answers, the questions to the answers he gives.
All right, then.
I asked y'all.
Dating. So dating, there's a little... Right, I feel real stupid.
Right. Like dating is when you date. You just dating.
What's that?
And you go out on dates, right. and you go out on a certain date when you go out on a date.
Right, so on that date. On that date. So I'm thinking
and
about...
your date picks you up.
Right.
For the date.
For say a date. On that date.
On that date.
At that time that y'all, on the date that y'all talked about. Right. I think there's a difference between dating and relationships. And so sometimes that's interchangeable, or people use it interchangeably. So to me, dating is getting to know people. So for example, one of those hilarious guys I told you about, I explained to him, listen, I'm dating. I'm not in a relationship with you. So dating means I'm taking the time to get to know a few people, maybe.
Dating means you ain't mine. Gone.
Pretty much. And so if you see me out with, if we're out tonight and tomorrow you see me somewhere else with another guy, I need you to not be all in your feelings. I need you not to clown. Unless you want to wear what it is I'm drinking. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that.
You're more mature.
Yes, definitely. I don't do drama and fights. I can't fight. I can't run. I ain't got time for that. I'm just trying to have peaceful interactions with everybody. But yeah, it's an opportunity to get to know maybe multiple people at a time. And that does not include sex, ladies and gentlemen. Dating. Now, that's very different than being in a relationship. And I hear people say, oh, I'm dating so-and-so. Well, are you dating him exclusively? That's different. And then you have dating in different contexts, because when you're married, you should always date your spouse. Mm-hmm. You should not be like, all right, I got him or I got her, and then roll on with your day.
So you said never mind.
What?
No, I was going to ask a question, and then I answered it in my mind and realized that the question I was going to ask was dumb because you answered the question. So it wasn't a question.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we're just gonna act like you ain't say none of that.
Okay.
Speaker, what's your definition of dating? What I said?
Yeah. What she said. I haven't been on a date in so long.
Yeah, I haven't been out on a date in a while.
The ideal, I would say, going somewhere.
Hello, not Netflix and chill.
Going somewhere other than the home of which either of us reside in.
So no Netflix and chill?
No, not at
Netflix
all.
and chill.
I do that every day with the kids and by myself. So no, that doesn't count. And it doesn't have to be anything that's extravagant, especially initially. I love to have good conversation. Mm-hmm. So just going out, conversating, getting to know each other, people watching, because that, kind of promotes some conversation and laughs too. But going out and getting to know each other, last week when we were with Love, I like the coffee. I haven't done the coffee shop thing.
Yeah.
So,
and that's for me.
Yeah. So maybe in the future, hint, speak it into existence.
Amen. So
let me hook you up.
There'll be a coffee shop trip, even though I'm not too big on coffee, but I'll pick something just to be in there and have that conversation.
Get some tea.
Yeah, some tea or a latte.
Our friend Love McPherson talks about not making things uber extravagant the first round. Yes. You're trying to get to know that person.
Right.
So it's not the movies. It's not, this expensive, huge dinner.
Right.
And I looked at it like that from a practical point of view. Like, I always say, well, no, I don't need you to spend $50 million every time you try to take somebody out to get to know.
So the dollar menu at McDonald's.
That's fine. I like fries. But I'm getting to know you.
Make sure they're fresh.
Yeah, they got to be the fresh ones. Be like, I'll wait on your new batch. And people think I'm being funny when I say that, but I mean it. Like, and I always look at it from the perspective of I had a brother, I have male cousins. No, I don't want them going broke.
I've done that once, and it was it was a very fun outing.
You're getting to know each other.
And you're talking.
Right.
How was the food?
Hell, it was McDonald's.
It was McDonald's food. What kind of question is that?
I had an odd person kept walking up to us during this evening. But
now that's funny.
It was, oh my God. But it was a nice outing. It was. It really was.
Yeah, the goal is to get to know one another.
Right. Get to know one another.
Do you have a definition of dating, Fred Woods?
Basically what y'all said. I mean, like you said, it's the process of getting to the relationship, if there's going to be a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that phone interview.
It's like the...
That's great.
I don't know if you want to say it's like the prepping of food before you actually cook it. It's
a great analogy.
I like
You're getting it ready. And, if you don't prep it right, it ain't going to taste right.
Just that 2017 Fred.
Right. Who are you and what did you do with my cousin?
Drew, the 2017 Fred.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, but it's... just get, like I said, some people... part of the problem with the dating process is some people catch feelings faster than others. Mm-hmm. So you get to know somebody. It could be on the first date.
Mm-hmm. It could be a phone conversation.
It could be a phone conversation. It could be the internet. You're seeing people who never met each other fall in love, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And it happens so fast. They get caught up in it. It's like, this person knows me. I've been knowing them 3 days, and it seems like I know them 3 years. That kind of stuff. And they get caught up so fast that they don't even know the person they're with. Mm. All they know is the fantasy of them. Mm. Just that quick, that fast high.
That represents
that newness.
Beware.
So. Do you believe in love at first sight?
No.
Okay.
Because to me, and I learned this last week, love is a choice.
Amen.
Not a feeling. Mm. That stayed with me. That it's like the light clicked on. I'm like, that is true. It's a choice.
It's a choice. You choose.
So I can't love you when I first see you because I don't know you. If that makes sense. There's no connection you have to me. Unlike even, Tamiko, you've had a child. or 2. So I've heard. When you first laid eyes on that child.
You forgot she had 2 babies.
Right. You know, when you first laid eyes on that child, you're instantly in love, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
But in actuality, it took you 9 months to get there.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's about right.
right.
It's 40 weeks. It's 40
It was
weeks.
a long.
So I mean, you can really like somebody. You can. It's that instant physical attraction. It's that whatever. It's like something about them. You don't know what it is. It could be the shoes they got on.
It's chemistry.
Whatever. But then, as you get to know them, I think that's when the love part starts.
And you can choose if this is the kind of, because your person you're dealing with is going to be flawed. So
Right.
can my love
Yes.
cover that? You'll hear that on the Valentine's Day show that's already been taped.
That was some deep.
That was
I
great.
cannot wait for you all to hear, to view our show.
Yes.
But, ooh,
That's one of those shows that I want to listen to it again, and I was there.
Right.
it's
Definitely.
one of those shows you want to sit your children down for, with the hopes that they don't go the road you went through.
God.
Yeah, I think one of the things I love about Love McPherson,
Yes.
is that in her synopsis of you, if you want to say, is she breaks you down
Yes.
and lets you see yourself, not the other person or your past relationships and what they
The
did.
role you played.
The role
in it.
you played
Yes.
in your life and what you've done and what you ought to do in the future, what steps you should take to do better.
Even when she's
On
not
yourself.
talking to you,
Right.
just listening to her talk to others.
She checked
I
me
was
so
like,
hard, and she wasn't even talking to me.
Right.
I went right over to the phone
Yeah.
and texted out an apology.
Yeah. I ain't there yet.
My boy,
I might not ever get there.
you fine.
But
I was like,
I'm
sorry.
willing to admit.
Fred in here tearing up the studio,
I'm willing to see my faults,
and that's good.
just so I can move forward healthier.
That puts you light years ahead of other people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people have a hard time. We
Oh.
talk about that proverbial mirror.
Yeah.
You know, you're mad.
It's
at
hard
the
to see yourself.
Yeah, you hate the reflection, so you're mad at the person holding the mirror.
Right.
Yeah.
No. That's you. Michael Jackson said, "Start with the man in the mirror. Make your relationship a better place."
That next day, I was in real deep thought, real deep thought. So
Yeah, and we learn, and like we said, you should always learn. You know, you don't come
It's
out
a lesson.
perfect, right?
Yeah.
It's a lesson.
And so you learn, you make mistakes, you go, oh, okay, then.
Okay.
Sometimes
Right.
you make those mistakes a lot, but then once you recognize it, you go, all right,
That's the whole
stupid.
thing.
Right. Let me get it together.
Sometimes you don't know you're making them.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
somebody can need to. If somebody breaks it down to you, like, you know what? It's like a friend. You ever had a friend that wear the wrong clothes all the time? and
I've seen that.
and it's like, why does she always come out in that? And she don't realize how bad she's looking until you break it down to her. Like, girl, let me talk to you.
Friend, let's go shopping.
Right.
Let's start with your undergarments.
Right.
I'm just saying. Let's
Right.
start with your undergarments.
Let's start with the fact that the eyebrows that you're painting on your face connect. You know, that don't look right.
Oh,
You know.
she's Bert? She's Bert from Sesame Street?
I guess,
Okay.
you know, the unibrow.
I can't.
With a pencil.
Unable to can.
I mean, you drew that. It ain't natural. You know, if you got a natural unibrow, okay, whatever. You know,
Right, you can't do nothing about that.
can't help what you got. It took time to connect the dots, you know. But,
Okay. She building Lego pieces. I think that's good. That's a good note to end on. We talked about growth in a variety of ways here. First with Deacon Drew Sean Williams, the author of Authentic Words, and then Fred and his intelligent question today.
Yeah.
And 2017, Fred.
Yeah.
Yes.
We down with this. I'm so excited about the new you, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but it's like all the growth that I see and all the wonderful things that are happening for you. Like I'm uber
I was
excited
thinking about that today. I was like,
hey,
when somebody
now.
else is doing good, some people, and I think that's the immature part,
Right.
they can't be happy for you.
Right.
Or there's jealousy. but I'm really excited for you because I feel like, hey, this is his season.
That's right.
And all of us have that season to come. But right now, we're excited for yours because we know, hey, it's going to bounce over.
Right.
Overflow all over up in here.
Right. A vibrant mix of blessings.
Right. A vibrant mix
boomerang.
of blessings.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, y'all know